Pirates wrapped up their 6-game road trip out west with a series-clinching win Wednesday in San Diego. And tonight, they're back at PNC, ready to break out the bats and get the O going at home. Another quick strike against Astros pitcher Wandy Rodriguez, who's had the Buccos number, would be a nice beginning to the 7-game homestand and a welcome sight for starter Paul MAHOLM. It's your turn to root and get dressed for success. Game 1 versus Houston is next on Root Sports. Hello, and welcome back to PNC Park. Root Sports giving away free t-shirts on a Free Shirt Friday, the start of a 7-game homestand. Bucks happy to be back home. After going 4-2 on their most recent road trip, they welcome in the Houston Astros. Greg Brown along with Steve Blast. A couple of guys happy to be back in their starting lineups, no doubt about that. Jose Tabata for the Buccos, Carlos Lee for the Astros.
Yeah, they're two gifted left fielders. We know what Lee has done in his entire career. He's been a producer. Tabata back. The Pirates are happy about that. But let's not forget the job that Xavier Paul did while Tabata was out. He did great work.
Jose Tabata had been nursing that hamstring injury, and earlier today he was out taking dry swings and running the bases, so he's going to be okay to go tonight. But meanwhile, Pedro Alvarez nursing a quad injury, Steve.
Yeah, and it may not look like much, but a quad injury can really restrict your flexibility, so we'll keep an eye on him, see what happens through the course of the weekend.
Now we're going to keep an eye on Paul MAHOLM, the left-hander who has done real good work against the Astros in his career here in his home ballpark.
Yeah, let's get him some runs too, by the way. Yeah, 6-1 against the Astros here at home. He has really shown the ability to go deep in ball games this year.
6-1 and 8 career starts against the Astros here in Pittsburgh. Coming up, it's the Pirates and the Houston Astros. It's Paul MAHOLM against Wandy Rodriguez. Game 1 of a 3-game series. And your turn to root is coming up next.
Sponsored by Barrel Automotive, Barrel.com.
Welcome back to PNC Park. We're about ready to play ball here on the banks of the Allegheny. Pirates, a win gets them to 500. Taking on the 12-19 Houston Astros, and Paul MAHOLM, as Steve said, get him some runs. And of course, MAHOLM, try and put zeros up on the board the first 2 innings. That would be nice as well. Strike is called. He's had some early inning trouble, Steve.
Yeah, it might be the perfect combination, though, Greg, because he has struggled early in the game, but the Pirates offensively have not. So maybe they can cover him with some of that early offense they've been showing.
Taken low by Jason Bourgeois. Look at 6 starts this season for Paul MAHOLM.
And he'll probably have to contend with a running game because teams have been running against the Pirates. The Houston Astros are certainly aware of what has been happening. So if you shut down that running game early, you got a good chance of having them not try so often later on in the ball game when it might mean something.
His top 2 guys, Steve, Bourgeois and Bourne, have swiped a combined 22 bases, caught twice. And we're going to find out right away about this running game. Look at the rest of the Houston Astros lineup. Again, their record 12-19 under Brad Mills. Michael Bourne will come to the plate. Then Hunter Pence and Carlos Lee. Bill Hall is the second baseman. Angel Sanchez at third. The shortstop Clint Barmas, J.R. Tolles, and Wandy Rodriguez.
And you might have noticed there, Carlos Lee not in left field. That is his normal position. He's at first base because this is a bigger left field. Coming off an injury, they don't want to challenge him with as much ground to cover. Short left field in Houston, probably be in left field if they were there.
Taking off right away, and he is safe. Cedeno thought they had him. Stolen base number 12 for Bourgeois.
Oh. Right away, they run, and you know they're committed to running when you've got a left-hand pitcher out there, and they don't care. They're going to take off, even if it's a left-hander looking right at that potential base stealer.
The folks here already applauding the emergence of Clint Hurdle. They like the fact that Hurdle, he'll back his players. He saw Cedeno arguing, and so to back his player, he goes out there and has a few words for the second base umpire, Lance Barrett. Another look.
They're obviously thinking that he got the hand in there and the tag might have been a little further up on the arm.
Now Bourne, who's a good bunter, shows bunt, takes ball 2. Just a few pitches into the ball game, and here the Astros are putting pressure on MAHOLM. Michael Bourne, the former leadoff hitter, takes ball 3.
And as you said, it has been a problem for Paul MAHOLM in the early parts of his starts. Last time out, 4 runs given up, but it was a quick 4 spot in the second inning. After that, he was just fine, but damage done.
And a strike. It's the first time this season that Brad Mills has hit Bourne second.
Well, it's a great 1-2 punch if you think about speed and the ability to run the bases well and perhaps move runners along.
And 3-2.
Range, resources, strike zone. Paul MAHOLM picks up the outside corner, or does he?
No, he didn't.
Well, no, the umpire said he did.
Oh, he did. Okay. 3-2 count. And still 3-2. Talk about the speed at the top here for this club. Michael Bourne, Jason Bourgeois.
And the key is that bottom line. Percentage. You can run all you want. If you get thrown out a lot, it doesn't do anything for you. You're running into outs. High steal percentage doesn't have to be a big volume number.
Tapper, a foul ball. Stays 3-2 on Michael Bourne. Defense behind MAHOLM. As we said, Jose Tabata returns. He's in left with Andrew McCutchen in center, and against a lefty Matt Diaz in right. Brandon Wood plays third for the injured Alvarez. Cedeno at short. Neil Walker and Lyle Overbay anchor down the right side of the infield with Chris Snyder behind the plate.
And the Pirates have gone 39 innings without having an error charged against them. That's always a good thing. Paul Maholm's going to put the ball in play. You want good defense.
And lined into center field.
Bourgeois had to go back, so he'll just come to third base. Had to make sure that nothing was going to be caught in back of him, not knowing exactly where Cedeno was. So he'll just move to third, and the Astros will be very happy with all of that.
The AGH cam shows you that shot, the slow-mo shot of the base hit.
You see the runner has to hold, and that's a good bit of hitting there. That ball downstairs, good delivery by Paul, but Bourne was able to stay with it and just serve it into left center field.
Hunter Pence batting .294. Career .324 batting average against MAHOLM, who has to pay attention once again to Michael Bourne. This is as perfect a setup as you could have if you're Brad Mills. The two speedsters on the corners.
Now the question that you really have to ask, do you want to risk having him go to second base and perhaps get thrown out, and it kind of takes a little bit of the air out of the top of the first inning? The other hand is Bourgeois was successful, and if you are successful, you stay out of the double play situation.
A little dribbler, and that's going to trickle foul. Check out our Barrel League leaders in terms of double plays turned in the National League. The Braves and the Padres and Cardinals are the league leaders in twin killings. The Pirates behind those three clubs, along with the Colorado Rockies. Buccos turned 8 double plays on their previous road trip. Barrel.com, definitely worth a click.
And the Pirates would make that deal right now, give up a run and settle things down.
0-1 the count on Pence. Hits this ball hard the other way. Diaz. Oh, almost misjudged it to the point of running past it, but it's a sacrifice fly and a 1-0 lead as Bourne moves to second. Bourgeois scores.
Ball carrying very well. I was watching that in batting practice, and Matt had to make a significant adjustment. That ball almost going back over his head. And kind of a gentle breeze, but watching the balls fly out of here during BP, very impressive with the way it was carrying.
So that fly ball produces not only a run, but gets that speedster to second for Carlos Lee. Lee, just .213 is his batting average lifetime against MAHOLM. 10 hits and 47 career at bats.
But ever dangerous.
Batting .207 at the moment. Carlos Lee injured in a collision with Angel Sanchez. Actually spent the night in the hospital. Bruised ribs. And a 2-0 count.
It missed 3 games. Was it 3 games out for Lee? So Paul right in character, giving up some early offense. Let's hope the Pirates offense is in character tonight and they can just respond to all this. Looks like they're working around Carlos Lee.
Pirates coming into tonight had scored first in each of their last 9 games. The longest such streak for a Pirates club since the 2000 season, when they went 10 straight at one point in September. Scoring first in each of those games. Runner breaks for third and makes it without a throw.
This is not good because they will not stop running until somebody's thrown out. Massive jump. And talking to Ray Sears before the game tonight, he said they have been working on defending the running game. early in this one. It's not going the Pirates' way.
Ray Searage. The Astros 2 for 2 in stolen bases tonight. 30 out of 36 for the season. Great success. And led by Bourgeois and Bourne. Bill Hall at the plate. Batting .221. And in the dirt, and that will allow Lee to go to second. And a disjointed first inning again for Paul MAHOLM,
to say the least. Mr. Bourne had designs on taking off from third base, even though that ball didn't get all that far from Chris.
We got Bill Hall at the plate with Lee at second, Bourne at third, 1 out and a run in. I was going to ask you, Steve, it seems like about every year, and I don't know if this is the case with every club, it seems as though every year we're talking about one pitcher on the staff who has early inning problems, and I just wondered what your thoughts were about that. I mean, you try everything, right? You try mixing up your routine in the bullpen.
Yep, you try everything, and you know, for a couple of years there in a row.
Oh, shot back to MAHOLM. So if he can tag him quickly, well, now the runner will break for third as the tag is made there. It took forever, it seemed, for Carlos Lee to get the idea. You might have heard Dave Clark, the third base coach, yelling, "Go, go, go." Bourne stayed in that rundown long enough to allow Lee to go to third.
Well, the one thing that complicates us a little bit, and you don't want to say anything negative about our Buccos, but when you get a pitcher involved in a rundown, and Paul does the right thing, he works him back toward third base, and if you're right, if they could get the tag right there, they're going to be fine. They would have held everybody.
Two outs now.
Well, this could be a Houdini job if you just give up one run out of this mess.
You feel like it's a win, don't you? Third baseman Sanchez batting .287. Bill Hall gets back standing. Strike is called. 1-1 on Sanchez.
If he can get Sanchez, Paul MAHOLM will not have worked any harder in an inning to reduce damages. Take a look at former Bucco Dave Clark, third base coach.
Two balls and a strike.
We said last time out, Paul gave up 4, but it was a quick 4 spot. I think 1 run and then a 3-run home run. And before that and after that, it was fine, but the 4 was just too many. Pitch number 25 on the way. Paul going deep into his last 2 starts, 7 innings each time out. That's good.
Numbers there for Angel Sanchez, with men in scoring position in 2 outs, 5 out of 13. And that's foul. Sanchez came over in a trade last summer with the Boston Red Sox. Houston sent Cash to Boston. Catcher Kevin Cash to the Red Sox. Get Angel Sanchez. The Astros have been doing a pretty good job offensively this season. Team batting average is .266. That's third best in the league. Pitching has been a problem for Houston. A club that lost 10-4 yesterday in Cincinnati, dropping 2 of 3 to the Reds. It's a walk, and the bases are loaded. Second walk, and the seventh man to come to the plate, Clint Barmas.
Now Ray Sears wants to talk to Paul MAHOLM. You know, it's interesting to contrast the Houston Astros with the San Diego Padres. The Padres have to run. They're just not hitting. When you're not hitting, you have to find ways and get creative to score runs. So they have to run. The Astros, as you said, have been a good hitting ball club. So they're just trying to add on to that and do what they can to overcome the pitching problem. So basically, they're in a mode where at this point in the season they're trying to outscore people. So you combine the hitting with the running and see if you can create enough offense to overcome those pitching struggles.
Astros also, for a club that plays its home games at a hitter-friendly ballpark in Minute Maid, Houston has hit just 17 home runs, the fewest in the National League. Another reason perhaps that Brad Mills has his club on the run. Bases loaded, and a big-time at-bat now for MAHOLM against the former Rocky Clint Barmas.
Yeah. You talk about defining moments and when they can come in a ball game. You've got one right here. This could determine the theme of this ball game.
How about the career average for Barmas against MAHOLM, Steve? 571.
Don't even say that.
12 hits in 21 at-bats, including a pair of homers. But he gets out in front quickly, 0-2. There they are, those ugly numbers. Barmas just off the disabled list, fractured left hand in spring training. And weekly hit, shortstop comes in. On the move, Cedeno gets Barmas. Wow. It's 30 pitches, but that picture told it all. The sigh of relief. There was just one run against MAHOLM.
Sports is sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com, definitely worth the click. And by Sonic, America's drive-in. It's new, it's better, it's the new Sonic good. Let's go Bucks.
Clint Hurdle with Paul MAHOLM in the background. This Buccos down 1-0 here. Is Hurdle's lineup brought to you by Toyota. Andrew McCutchen, Jose Tabata, Matt Diaz. Neil Walker hits cleanup with Chris Snyder batting fifth. Lyle Overbay in the sixth spot. Then it's Brandon Wood, Ronnie Cedeno, and Paul MAHOLM.
Working against Wandy Rodriguez. And Greg, this guy doesn't get many headlines, but he is a very, very good pitcher nationally. He's won 25 games his last 2 years. And just 6-4 against the Pirates, but he has been dynamite against the Pirates, winning his last 3 starts in very impressive fashion, just giving the Pirates 3 runs in those last 3 wins against the Bucks. He, like Paul MAHOLM, making his 7th start of the season.
Facing Andrew McCutchen.
As the Pirates trail here 17-0. Doesn't it feel like that?
It sure does. Ball one on McCutchen. 7 hits and 24 at-bats on the road trip. We say this a lot, I know, during the course of a long season. When a player is slumping, you think that you've got the eyes, and oh, he's coming out of the slump now. You predict it. Well, it seems that way with McCutchen, that he's
right on the verge.
Yeah, it's starting to click for him.
We're talking about the Pirates' offense scoring a good bit early in ball games. We know all the numbers of that, and we're going to have to protect Paul MAHOLM. They just haven't scored from him. Usually there's one starter that falls into that category. Paul has made 6 starts. They have scored a total of 10 runs in those games. 10 runs of support in 6 starts.
3-2 count.
Last time up for Wandy Rodriguez. Excellent work against Milwaukee. 8 scoreless innings, but didn't figure in the decision, a 2-1 Astro win.
A leadoff free pass, just the 9th unintentional walk allowed by Rodriguez. Jose Tabata returns. Was hurt on Saturday. Coors Field in Denver, the broken bat. Ball fielded by Tulowitzki, and right there, the hamstring. And they got him out of there right away. Cold temperatures in Denver. And on to San Diego, where he rested for 3, and now back in the lineup.
And this is not a skinny little kid that weighs 145 pounds. I mean, he's solid, so when he gets that body going and you get a cold weather kind of a situation, there's always a little risk of that sort of thing, having those big muscles. I told you that Wandy Rodriguez won 25 games his last 2 seasons, 11 last year and then 14 with a 3.02 ERA in the year before that, 2 years ago.
McCutchen 5 for 9 and stolen base attempts.
Well, you talk about speed at the top of the batting order for the Astros. How about the speed in the outfield, in left and center? Bourne and Bourgeois, with Carlos Lee slower at first base because of the big left field here at PNC Park. A couple guys can fly around that acreage.
Defense. Steve mentioned Bourgeois, Bourne, Pence in the outfield. Angel Sanchez at third with Carlos Lee at the other corner. Clint Barmas, Bill Hall up the middle. J.R. Tolles behind the plate. The Astros have committed 27 errors, second most in the league. Behind of all teams. Who would have thought that the St. Louis Cardinals would lead the league in errors this deep, in quotations, into a season? First week of May.
Not I.
Rodriguez strikes out Tabata.
.88 miles an hour, but upstairs, Tabata probably a little bit rusty and chases, comes down empty. Four-seam fastball. Doesn't have to be 105 miles an hour if you got a batter looking downstairs. You go upstairs, 88. You can have some success.
Was Lacey Collins telling us before the game? You and I talked to Lacey about her conversation with Tabata. He said, happy to be back, but he's not real comfortable against Wandy Rodriguez.
And you never know why in those kind of situations.
Possible double play. 5, 4, 3 around the horn. Matt Diaz hits into the inning-ending DP, and we played 1 at PNC Park. 1-0 Astros. Back to last year, Paul MAHOLM facing these Houston Astros on July the 18th. It's an outstanding game, the shutout against Houston, July 18th, 2010, and part of the good numbers in his career against Houston here at PNC Park.
Yeah, we talked about his good numbers, 6-1 against the Astros, 2 shutouts during his career work against them. So won't be any shutout tonight, but still a chance to do some good work escaping that first inning jam.
That's our PNC Achievement, brought to you by PNC for the Achiever in you. J.R. Tolles faces MAHOLM.
Well, we've talked about it so many times. The quality you want in all your starters, if possible. Your starting pitch, the ability to get out of jams, keep the ball game intact. Paul did that in the top of the first, allowing 1 run, and it took all of his abilities and concentration to escape with 1 run having been scored. But he did it. So it's a 1 up there instead of a 4 or possibly a 5. They get a gap shot, who knows, they might still be hitting, but Paul was able to shut it down and escape.
28 years old, Paul MAHOLM. 31 career wins at PNC Park. There's Kevin Correa. Another fine start for him on the road trip. How about that, Steve?
He has been as advertised, hasn't he?
5-2, Kevin Correa, league leader in wins. To the count on Wandy Rodriguez. He has 3 hits and 11 at bats this season.
Very accomplished bunter, but he has nobody to sacrifice, and he's gone.
And before the game, brothers Michael and Scott Milchick, yes, of Root Sports, threw out our ceremonial first pitch. They were winners of our Root Sports first pitch contest. Michael the pitcher, Scott completed the battery, and they're joined tonight by 6 of their friends to take in tonight's Pirates-Astros game.
Yep. Tried to keep the ball down, and he did.
Well done. Good-looking jerseys, too, huh? Clemente and Alvarez. Tonight, when people came into the ballpark, a free T-shirt on a Free Shirt Friday, courtesy of Root Sports. So a lot of bright gold T-shirts in the stands tonight.
Got a couple for my grandkids.
A couple?
Couple dozen.
Yeah. All pulled foul. Yeah, if you happen to come into the ballpark tonight, maybe you're TiVoing this and you want to watch the game later and you didn't get a T-shirt, we're going to give you Steve Blass's telephone number. He's got yours.
Don't start.
Just kidding. Everybody will get one.
Yep, plenty to go around. Looking T-shirts.
Little buzz going right now about these Buccos.
And the buzz when you guys were away on that nice 4-2 road trip was about the Pirate pitching. And people realizing that that's the foundation for good baseball. And the foundation for being properly attired at the ballpark comes from Root Sports.
Nice play, but he's not going to be able to get the speedster. He lost his balance. Cedeno just couldn't get up and throw it. Would have been a nearly impossible play anyway. A pretty pickup.
Nice pick on the backhand side, but these guys can fly. Even if he doesn't maybe dig in a cleat there.
He almost went down 5 times.
Yep. And now see if Bourgeois wants to take off again.
Couple pirouettes.
Yeah, good spin.
No reason to think they won't take off again.
All right.
Two-out single for Bourgeois. Closer play. A couple of former Pirates. Bobby Meacham, Dave Clark on the base pass. Coaching box. Meacham at first, Clark at third.
The good base stealers always have a sense of how far they can go and still get back on a pickoff throw. always have that feel. They're real good ones. And it always looks close. Always looks close, but they're just barely back in time. That is why it's so satisfying every once in a while when you can pick one of them off.
In the air toward left center. McCutcheon has it measured. Puts it away. An infield single. That's it against MAHOLM. And we go to the bottom of the second at PNC Park. 1-0 Houston. In against Wandy Rodriguez, batting right-handed. Be followed by Chris Snyder and Lyle Overbay, and a strike is called on the Buccos' second baseman,
who's doing just fine. A little kind of a hesitation. Last homestand, struggling a little bit, but he's gotten it back together.
Team RBI leader. He's a guy who likes what he sees from his son.
Yeah. And got the grandson with him. Hey, Tom. Tom Walker, Neil's dad. Yeah, wave. All right.
Baseball family. Tom Walker, the former big league pitcher. Expos, Tigers, Cardinals, Angels in the 1970s. One ball, two strikes on Neil Walker.
Pretty cool to be able to run down the highway and see your son play for the home team. Really cool.
Wandy Rodriguez strikes out Walker looking. Second K for Wandy Rodriguez.
We won't show Dad now.
Yep.
Different pitch. A little down, a little away.
Range Resources strike zone showed it as a strikeout.
For a guy who's not a real flamethrower, Wandy Rodriguez gets his share of strikeouts. Just, 5'11", maybe 190 pounds. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's fashioned himself a very nice career. Got a 3-year contract extension. Takes him to the next couple of years on top of this one.
From Santiago, Rodriguez in the Dominican Republic originally, but makes his home just outside of Houston in Pearland, Texas.
Santiago. A lot of Pirate Farm hands went down to Santiago to play for the Águilas Cibaeñas. The name of the Winter League team there for a lot of years.
Two and two on Snyder. 3 for 13 on the road trip with his first home run. He and Doman have become a nice catching tandem.
Well, some night we'll have to compare a lot of the, not compare, just list all the really fine catching tandems the Pirates have had over the years. We'll go all the way back to the '60 championship team with Smokey Burgess and Hal Smith, Bob Oldus. They had a trio.
And strike 3, although Snyder took a step across thinking that was ball 4.
Backdoor curveball. See, it picked up that outside corner. Chris was convinced that it was a curveball that spun around the strike zone instead of picking up that corner. Another look. See the spin on the curveball.
Swing and a miss by Lyle Overbay. 3 hits and 23 at-bats on the road trip. And in there against the lefty, Rodriguez. He's been in there most this season against left-handers. 4 for 9 in his career against Wandy Rodriguez. Good numbers.
Just posting up on the scoreboard here at PNC Park that he loves the month of May. He's had his best numbers in that particular month out of the 6 that they play.
Two and 2 on Overbay. His favorite month. Popped up, foul territory, third baseman. Easy play for Sanchez. Pirates go down 1-2-3. We played 2 on a Friday night. Astros 1-0 lead. Game fireworks follow the 7:05 start. Cimbelli fireworks light up the sky. Compliments of the International Union of Operating Engineers, local number 66. Don't forget also, all fans through the gates will get a Pirates cap. For tickets, go to pirates.com. That's tomorrow night. Fireworks follow the 7:05 game. And all fans receive a Pirates cap. Game 2 of the 3-game series. As the 7-game homestand will continue. And Cedeno throws out the speedy Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence, another guy that doesn't get many headlines, but he has emerged as a very, very good Major League producer, good Major League Baseball player.
An all-star last year, Hunter Pence. Brings up Carlos Lee. Walked in the first. Cedeno opportunity. Lee just returning after missing 3 games with a bruised rib cage. He collided with teammate Angel Sanchez in Houston. Took a knee to the ribs.
He sure did.
Was carted off the field and spent the night in the hospital.
You get whacked like that in the ribs, it's sometimes tough to breathe because it hurts so bad when you have rib injuries.
Carlos Lee, tough to keep him out of the lineup over the years. Pretty solid producer. 0-2. Angel Sanchez.
Yeah, his knee was fine after that. The knee did the damage, didn't receive any.
Two on Bill Hall, former Brewer.
I used to see a lot of him in Milwaukee. It's been a struggle for the Brewers lately.
Hall was with the Red Sox last year, signed as a free agent with Houston this season. Ball, 2 strikes the count. He has struck out 35 times this season. That's 4th most in the league, and add another one to that. Strikeout of Bill Hall, and Paul MAHOLM enjoys a 1-2-3 top of the 3rd. 1-0 Astros out in front in game 1 of this 3-game series. In the bottom 3rd of the Pirates batting order, Brandon Wood filling in for Pedro Alvarez. Texting, Steve, you know what that means.
Yep, they're going to text and ask me about my colonoscopy.
So there's a strike on the appeal. You got a question for us? Now's the time to do it. Grab your cell phone, text the keyword booth, followed by your question and your name to 412-412. Hope to have an answer for you. Steve will try it anyway, following the 7th inning stretch. Again, the keyword booth, followed by your question, your name to 412-412.
They're working on them, aren't they?
Yep, text
Everybody
the booth
texting.
time. And a base hit for Brandon Wood. It's a nice little start to his Pirates career. You know the story by now. Brandon Wood, the highly touted 1st-round pick of the Angels, just never produced. They eventually designated him for assignment, let him go. The Pirates picked him up off waivers, and it's a fresh start for Brandon Wood.
Let's hope it's a nice start for some runs here in the bottom of the third.
Ronnie Cedeno has a 6-game hitting streak. The Zach Duke lookalike, Steve.
Boy, he
Brandon
sure
Wood.
does. You're on it.
About that look, huh?
Yep, hits better than Zach, too.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's from just above the scoreboard.
Yep,
inside the Clemente wall, essentially.
Through that chain link fence.
Yeah. Right there. And that look.
That's great. Very nicely framed, guys. The diamond look at the diamond.
Right back to Rodriguez. Double play.
Second of the game turned by the Astros. This one 1-6-3. And the whole key to that, it becomes easy after the pitcher gives a decent feed to the shortstop. If he can do that, then you're going to get two most of the time. Here's Rodriguez. They want it chest high, just like that. That's textbook. One of the things that gets hit sharply back to you, you kind of take a little crow step and give yourself some time so that shortstop can be just a step or two away from second base. So it's kind of a fluid motion across the bag and done deal.
Of course
it's Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Oh,
if you think this is bad, wait till tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Forecast is worse tomorrow. Favorite line. It's been going on for a month here. Everybody I talked to. It's going to rain. I said to somebody today, it's going to rain today. Yeah, maybe 30%. But the forecast is worse tomorrow.
It has been some. I am so surprised that third homestand out. Yeah, but that we've gotten most of the games in. But we've only got one doubleheader lined up, so we were able to take care of the other game that got washed out.
4 Ks for Rodriguez. MAHOLM goes down. 1-0 Houston.
Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go.
Ability trivia question as the Pirates hope to raise that Jolly Roger.
Fear the Bones.
Fear the Bones is right. What was the last season the Pirates had the top stolen base duo in the National League? Currently, Bourgeois and Bourne lead the league for Houston. When was the last season the Pirates had the top stolen base duo in the National League? Interesting question.
Write down my guess.
Strike on Angel Sanchez. No, I don't know the answer. Oh, you're putting down the, okay. Can you name the players? You've got the year down.
Didn't ask that, did it?
No, I'm just curious to know if you know.
No.
All right. Steve, I asked Paul MAHOLM this the other day. I said, is it my imagination or have you become the rain man of this team? Denny Nagel, remember that? When Nagel would pitch seemingly every start in the rain?
Yes.
He even started to impersonate Dustin Hoffman on our post-game interviews as Rain Man.
Yeah.
And MAHOLM said, it's not your imagination.
Yeah.
He said he thinks every time he's pitched in Cincinnati, there's been, if not a delay, there's been rain. He had a little bit of snow in Denver his last start. Rain Man gets Angel Sanchez to ground to second.
Well, he's doubled down. He's not only the rain man, but he's the guy that gets no offensive support. Usually there's a starter for each of those categories. There's a guy who gets rained on all the time, and there's a guy that never gets any runs to work with. Paul, tag, you're it.
I know we say it a lot, maybe every time he pitches. I think it bears repeating that he is somebody who, without complaint, will never say a word, will take that baseball every fifth day. And what does that mean, Steve, to a manager and a pitching coach and a team?
Well, you have a deep appreciation for that. Short hop, nice pick by Ronnie. Had the glove in the right spot. Awkward play. You don't know what that bounce is going to do, but he had the glove right there. After that, it looks easy, but that was not a not conventional play. Not a conventional play. Nice pick. Well, to get back to the MAHOLM thing, as you watch Ronnie pick that again, managers love people like that. The organization loves people like that. You want somebody that will take the ball. You're going to have little aches and pains, little quirky things that happen to you, but you want somebody that will take the ball. He is extremely valuable. Give you 34, 33, 32 starts a year. You want as many of those kind of guys as you can. And you talk to Paul and said, yeah, that's fine, but I want to combine that with wins. Yeah. So that's his take on it, which you want. So it's a given with him. Yeah, it's no big deal. That's what I do. That's what they paid me for. And that's a wonderful attitude.
Just to underscore what you're saying, Steve, since his first full season in the big leagues, 2006, no one has made more starts among left-handers in the National League than Paul MAHOLM.
Right there, all the time. You want to know who's a fan of that as they make the play at third base? Call Bob Friend.
Brandon Wood makes that play. 3 ground balls. MAHOLM on a roll. 1-0 to the bottom of the fourth we go. Ready for 500 tonight. I know you and I share this belief. I understand the Pirates downplay that over the years. Clint Hurdle downplays it, said we're not printing up T-shirts that say, hey, we're going for 500. You and I and the fans, we are.
Well,
we're looking forward to 500. It's
my philosophy on it is that your goals are adjustable. Get your goal and then adjust it. You can always adjust your goal upward. I like that. I like that way. Progression.
Well, to get where you want to go, you have to get to 500 first, right?
Exactly. And then go by it on the fly.
So you can understand why people. You remember a few years ago, around this time of year, the signs that were out on was Sunday afternoon against Tampa Bay. Big crowd. Pirates lost to the Rays and never got close to 500 again. But I know you and I feel the same way about this 2011 team, Steve. We've all been asked, what's different about this club? Why should we get excited about this team? For me, it's almost just a feel.
Yeah, when it's just a feel, it's hard to really describe. You just like the way they're going about their business. But I like to look at it this way. People ask me after 5 games, what do you think of the ball club? And you ask all winter. I said, ask me after 30 ball games, about a month's worth of work. And I've liked what I've seen. I've seen some guys swinging the bat pretty decently, but I like the pitching. I love the bullpen, and the starters have been doing enough to keep this ball club in a lot of ball games. So I like the ball club.
This is game number 32. The Pirates 15-16 on the year. Saw that McCutchen got under and out in front of that last pitch. Rodriguez does not give up too many home runs. Just 16 all of last year in that ballpark. He's given up 4 this season.
And the rain continues to fall here. Tim Cheetah, the third base umpire, is the crew chief. He'll keep an eye on things at this particular point. No problem continuing play. There's Tim. He might be responding to some fans hollering out to him. What do you think here? What do you think, Tim? Dugout could be hollering to Pirate dugout.
Nick Leyva. Crew. I think he's talking to Nick Leyva, third base coach. 3-2 now, the count on McCutchen. He walked to lead off the bottom of the first. There's Nick Leyva. Manny Lopez headed this grounds crew and a liner right to second. McCutchen hit it hard, but right at Bill Hall.
So far, Wandy has faced the minimum, the help of a couple double plays.
Pirates were 4-11 against the Astros last season, the 15 games played. All 4 games that they won here. They won 4 of 6 meetings in their home yard. This is the first of 18 meetings this season against Houston.
Pirates might want to score a couple runs and then get them out in the 5th inning and run away into the night. It's starting to rain pretty good.
Tabata pops it out of play. Struck out in the first as he comes back from the hamstring injury.
You know, we're used to seeing those like yellow rain slickers on a night like this. Now we're seeing the yellow "Let's Go Buck Root" t-shirts that can be used any number of ways.
Just unbelievable how much rain this place has got.
Well, while you were away, you could actually hear your grass in your lawn mowing. You could hear it growing, mowing, whatever.
Moaning. Still 0-2 on Tabata.
Just a shout out to the 4 folks down in North Charleroi. I was down there last summer. Toast to our stars as they honored their high school athletes and students. Had a great crowd. Absolute ball talking to those folks and answering some questions, and spent a little time with Joe Weil and folks down in North Charleroi.
You didn't run into our buddy John Patera, did you?
I did not. I thought I might see him. They've had that dinner for 61 years honoring their high school athletes and students. It's tremendous.
Tim Cheetah just yelled, "Get ready" to Manny Lopez, but it is just about time. That infield is becoming slick. Another foul ball. They're poised.
A continuing theme here at these home games. Played 12 his 13th home game.
Yep.
I bet it's rained 9. There's been a degree of rain in 9 of them.
Tabata fighting through this mess. Fouling off a number of pitches, a 1-2 count. Two and two.
It's not the greatest surface to run on, too, if you're thinking about injuries or leg problems that you're trying to nurse along and hope everything's better. You could slip.
To third. Sanchez throws out Tabata. 2 outs. A liner to second and a bouncer to third after a number of foul balls against Wandy Rodriguez. When Diaz comes to the plate, hit into a 5-4-3 double play.
Just one hit for the Pirates.
He came in a career .353 batter against Wandy Rodriguez. Pop up toward right, Hunter Pence. The Bucks go down 1-2-3 after 4 innings at PNC Park on a rainy night in Pittsburgh. 1-0 Astros. When was the last season the Pirates had the top stolen base duo in the National League? Steve, you wrote down 1979. I'm going to go, just for the heck of it, I'm going to go 77 and say it was Omar Moreno and Frank Taveras. And of course, what I meant was 1998.
Yeah, with Womack and Kendall.
Yeah. So we were both off by 20 years. Wow, Kendall was second that year.
Well, they just flashed up on the board. He had a total of 140 steals, Jason Kendall. Pretty good work for a catcher. Very good work for a catcher.
Pitcher Wandy Rodriguez here in the 5th.
It's not a real pretty sight, is it?
No.
It'll dampen your spirits a little bit.
Bounce to Overbay.
And Paul MAHOLM, as he usually does, settles down after a disturbing first inning. Only one base runner since the single by Bourgeois. He has been terrific since.
Follow the Pirates with the MLB.com @BAT11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details. Bourgeois has 2 of the 3 Astros hits tonight. Line right to first. 2 up and 2 down. Now the one thing too we should keep in mind during this series, Steve, you never know what will transpire in terms of late game situations, but we do know that their one-time pretty surefire closer, Brandon Lyon, had a good year last year, but he had struggled this season, and he's been placed on the disabled list with both arm and shoulder problems. So they will try, I think, Mark Melanson for now as their closer. So if you keep it close, the Astros aren't necessarily one of those clubs that has a lights out bullpen. You'd rather get to Rodriguez as early as possible, but just something to keep in mind over the next 3 games.
Watching Wandy tonight, they might not need a closer.
Yeah. He has allowed just 1 hit, 2 base runners, and has faced the minimum. 2-1 count on Michael Bourne.
So this whole thing turns around now with 2 quick outs in the top of the 5th. You get Rodriguez out there in the bottom of the 5th. He puts up another 0. It's an official ball game.
Yeah. 2-2. Bourne is the only lefty in the lineup tonight against MAHOLM.
What are the numbers you found tonight?
Well, normally that makes sense. MAHOLM has been awfully good in his career against lefties. That is before this season. Lefties are hitting .324 against him. Righties just .231. Sometimes that's kind of hard to figure.
It's like what they say in poker, the cards have no memory, and you can look at all the statistics and you can say, all right, this guy's done this and his resume is this and this. This particular bat, no guarantees that that history is going to carry over and automatically do what you've seen a lot of previously. Just, it's not automatic.
Ground ball to Overbay. Retires Bourne. 1-2-3 again for Mr. MAHOLM. 10 straight retired. 1-0 Houston.
Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Go down to the bottom of the 5th inning. Wandy Rodriguez has allowed just 2 base runners. We're still here rooting for the Pirates. Down 1. Neil Walker struck out looking in the 2nd.
Now, Wandy Rodriguez, this is an interesting situation because you as a pitching coach, and there's Brad Arnsberg, the pitching coach. I bet he told Wandy, don't try to get all 3 outs on 1 pitch. Go pitch by pitch because it becomes official after this half inning. But pitchers have a tendency in this scenario, and I lived through this, go out there and you rush a little bit trying to get these 3 outs to make it official. So it'll be interesting to watch his approach, and he'll be under the watchful eyes of his pitching coach.
Grounded. Nice backhand play by Sanchez. And he throws out Walker. 1 up and 1 down.
Nice pick on the backhand side by Mr. Sanchez. Well, hit sharply, but they're playing no doubles. He's shading over. Walker might pull the ball. He did, but he was right there. A nice play. Especially a nice play in a 1-0 game that might be shortened.
First start this season at 3rd base for him, for Sanchez.
He looks pretty sure over there.
Yeah. Fly ball to shallow center. Bourne.
There's 2 quick outs.
Entire Snyder. Check out this day in Pirates history. It was on this date, May 6th in 1988. Sid Bream, a 3-run homer, bottom of the 12th. Driving in all 4 Pirates runs, a 4-1 win over the Padres. Bob Walk pitched 8 innings, gave up 1 run on 4 hits. No decision for him, but a win for the Pirates on this day in 1988. Thank you, Day Automotive.
Walker must be old, huh? 1988.
I guess you're getting back a little bit of some of his references, aren't you? So you don't miss anything.
I'm trying to. It's there's a volume of work on his part that I need to catch up to.
Overbay fouled out in the 2nd inning.
I need Lyle to run into one here just to make sure you're even in this rain-soaked ballpark right now.
Didn't like that call. 0-2.
Let's see what the Range Resources strike zone has to say about that pitch. It was off the outside corner. Just 1 hit for the Pirates and the minimum faced by Rodriguez. Coming off that very impressive start against Milwaukee last time out, 8 shutout innings for Wandy Rodriguez.
Toward the wall in right, off the fence, and Overbay going to try for 2, and he's going to be there because they cut it off. It's second base with a double.
That's exactly right. Hard to tell from the angle where we are with the naked eye about the angle of that throw. Now, he might have cut it off because it was not going to be in line with second base, but it certainly would have gotten to where it was going to go in time to make a play if it was on line. Just a little more lift and we'd have a 1-1 ball game. Pence played it perfectly. There's your throw. Hard to tell if it was lined up properly. If the second baseman feels like it wasn't lined up at second base, then he's right to cut it off. But they'd have had him.
See if Brandon Wood can come up with a big hit. 2 outs. Down 1. Wood singled in the 3rd. Now, because of the slick conditions and the fact that Overbay doesn't run all that well, not automatic that a 2-out single would score him.
But you almost got to take the chance, don't you?
Yeah. In the hole 0-2.
You know, you wonder if Wandy Rodriguez is a little tough to pick up for one reason or another in his windup, because right-hand batters are having trouble catching up to 88-mile-an-hour fastballs upstairs. Now, there's a guy down a couple booths from us, Jim Deshaies, who pitched for the Astros, and he was a left-hander, a lot taller, but he had you know, decent major league stuff, not overpowering, and he made a living out of throwing high fastballs. There have been some pitchers who have been able to do that, and I think more left-handers than right-handers for whatever reason. There have been guys, Jim Teixeira is one. He made a living off high fastballs, high average major league fastballs.
Wood lays off that one high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stays 1 and 2.
2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and then the 2-out double. Never really had a chance of getting out of here, but you knew it was over the head of Hunter Pence in right field.
Line drive, base hit, that will score the run. Brandon Wood into second base with a game-tying double. What a clutch hit from Brandon Wood.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now everything turns upside down. A base hit now, and you got an official ball game with a 2-1 lead. Now that ball's upstairs, up above the belt in that hitting zone, and Brandon Wood doesn't miss.
They will intentionally walk Cedeno to get to MAHOLM.
No surprise there.
Overbay and Wood with 2 outs.
2 quick outs. Double-double. You wonder what's going through Tim Cheetah's head right now. At this point, we've got a tie. When he hit this ball, just hoping that it was high enough to get over Sanchez's head, and it was. Easy trip for Lyle Overbay. Paul, just put the ball in play. Find a way to put it in play.
Find a way. Well, I thought about maybe running the ball.
Not a bad thought. The outfielders are really pinching him up in terms of playing very, very shallow. So a base hit like before, no guarantee it would score.
No 2 count.
Now the message of this bottom of the 5th inning to Tim Cheetah, the crew chief, might be after this inning to cover it, knowing that there's going to be more baseball, or hopefully going to be more baseball, and you want to preserve what you can at that point. But we'll wait and see.
He also may decide to call the grounds crew out and try and ready the field. Get some of that diamond dry out there.
Yeah.
It always looks worse on television. Always does. I mean, it's not a complete downpour. It's windy and it's a rain, but it's not a downpour.
It's a steady drizzle.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, it has cooled down. It is very cool.
Oh, MAHOLM takes 2 and 2.
Eagle eye.
Trying to battle.
Eagle eye.
Rodriguez.
Strike zone. Go, Paul. So tough, that left-hander coming, not sidearm, but coming from that angle. Tough on any left-hand hitter, but especially a pitcher trying to hit up there. There you go, Paul.
Hangs in there, just like the old 2-8er.
Yeah.
And we're up here with the old 2-8er.
2-8er, yeah. Give him that prevent defense 2-strike stance.
Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine AGH camp.
Throws him a spinner. Down and away. foul. Boy, he got a lot of that. Just didn't stay fair.
He's battling. Bucko pitcher Paul MAHOLM. Ready for the 8th pitch of this at bat. And a dribbler.
Throw it away.
Bucks tie it up though. A 2-out double from Overbay was followed by the 2-out double by Brandon Wood. New ball game, 1-1 as we go to the 6th. Rock University teaching you the game. Players tip. Pirates catcher Chris Snyder schools us on executing the throw to third to nail base runners.
To make it easy, we'll start with a left-hander. And with a left-hander, you can be as quick as you want. If you have a good arm and it's going to be a bang-bang play,
you can catch the entire tip on Sunday's pregame show at 1 o'clock here on Root Sports. Tim Cheetah did ask the grounds crew to come out and get that diamond dry out there. Some puddles.
They've used a few bags so far this year.
Yeah.
And he wants some out deep shortstop and around back of the third baseman. He's going to need some care also.
It's the AGH cam showing. It's like Denver.
This ground crew we have out here, they have earned their stripes this year.
Oh, yeah.
They have been on the field a lot.
They do a great job.
Manny Lopez in charge of the crew.
Well, they've been road warriors so far this season, already besting the road series win total from last year. Find out what keeps us going strong while away from home on this week's IPB tomorrow at 6 on Root Sports. Continuing to get the ground, the dirt surface prepared to resume the game. I want to thank all the folks from the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the scholarship winners that were presented their scholarships in the Hall of Fame Club here at PNC Park, the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club earlier today. Really neat program awarding scholarships to Make-A-Wish kids. They were out there at the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club with Pirates team president Frank Coonley, Judy Stone, the president and CEO of Make-A-Wish, Brittany Youngman, the development coordinator, and Dr. Kurt Weiss, the inspiration of it all. Just a remarkable group of young men and women who have overcome such adversity. Just, you talk about inspirational, Steve.
Yeah, Make-A-Wish is unreal with what it has done over the years for so many.
Kurt Weiss Scholarship for Wish Children was created back in 1998 in honor of Kurt Weiss, who again was there handing out the scholarships today. He, a Wish kid himself, who overcame bone cancer and went on to attend Notre Dame and then med school and is now a doctor.
I think it's so important too for people to realize it's not just for terminal situation, it's for life-threatening.
More than 80% of all children helped by the Make-A-Wish Foundation are alive today.
Fabulous.
Line drive, base hit for Hunter Pence to start the 6th. That ends the string of 10 in a row retired by MAHOLM.
We have an opportunity in December every year, a neat thing, to go out to Greensburg Correctional Institute and shots for tots things for Make-A-Wish. And there's also always a Make-A-Wish child out there, and it's inspired and run by the inmates out there. It's a wonderful program. The Pirates alumni have been involved in for a lot of years for Make-A-Wish.
10-game hitting streak for Hunter Pence.
And Paul's still wondering if they might try to run even on a slow track.
Carlos Lee doesn't strike out a lot, but will hit into his share of double plays. Taps this ball just foul. Clint Hurdle and his wife Carla and Pirates Charities, which is the official philanthropic arm of the Pirates, in partnership with Root Sports, today announced the launch of the Wins for Kids fundraising campaign, which will be a charity effort focused on raising funds for Pirates Charities and the Children's Institute of Pittsburgh's Prader-Willi Syndrome program through donations and pledges made for every Pirates win this season. This will be a great program, encouraging fans to pledge any dollar amount they wish for every Pirates win this season. And a base hit to right for Carlos Lee puts runners at first and second. Two aboard with nobody out in the 6th after the Bucks tied it with back-to-back 2-out doubles from Overbay and Wood. And now these Astros are setting up shop to get that run or more right back. There's Bill Hall 0 for 2 tonight. Just to want to finish up on this great campaign that was announced today through Pirates Charities and Root Sports. Clint Hurdle and his wife Carla made the first donation to the Wins for Kids program. They pledge $100 per Pirates win. And to get involved in the Wins for Kids program, you can visit the official website at pirates.com/winsforkids. You'll have the option to pledge a certain amount of money per win or make a one-time flat donation. There's the email address. The website address. Prader-Willi syndrome, a rare complex generic disorder that affects many parts of the body, and Children's Institute of Pittsburgh, the only hospital-based site in the world offering treatment for this population. And of course, Clint Hurdle and Carla, their daughter Madison, with that rare disorder, but as Clint points out, she's doing great. One ball, one strike to count on Bill Hall. He came in a career .581 hitter against MAHOLM. He'd love to get a ground ball from him here. Pirates manager Clint Hurdle. He's always on the move, talking, communicating with his players.
Remember Clint Hurdle coming in as a manager of the Rockies and always talking about Madison, and just unbelievable care by parents with so many seizures from Maddie.
At least one or two times he had to leave quickly from Pittsburgh. It was
a continual battle.
Yeah.
Continual.
More baseballs. It's 2-1 on Bill Hall. Rain almost coming to a complete stop. Hall showing bunt again. Bunts it down the third baseline. Foul. Now, we have seen the Pirates employ a couple of different defenses this season when the ball is bunted toward third. The other day, Brandon Wood apparently misinterpreted either sign or didn't hear it properly, but apparently he was to go after the bunt instead of breaking and covering third. Earlier this season, Pedro Alvarez properly covered third, according to manager Clint Hurdle. But in the case on the road trip, the ball was bunted and nobody covered as Wood went back to third. Nobody went for the bunt. Swinging away and coming up empty.
Strikeout candidate, Bill Hall, and he's always had that particular issue on his resume. And Paul MAHOLM gets a huge out after he missed the bunt. Now he chases a bad pitch way down, way out of the strike zone, and Paul gets a huge first out.
Now he faces Angel Sanchez, who's walked and grounded out. And Sanchez bunts foul.
It hit him, but not an issue.
Still in the batter's box.
No mud on that ball.
MAHOLM working to keep this tied at 1. Ball, 1 strike on the Astros' third baseman tonight, Angel Sanchez. Getting the start over there for Chris Johnson. He misses. 2-1. Looking down at Dave Clark. MAHOLM, one of just 39 pitchers in the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates to throw at least 1,000 innings for the Bucks. Falls behind 3-1.
Called upon to respond to another challenge, the one he had in the first inning, where it was a complete mess, and got away and left the bases loaded, and the Astros scored just 1 run. Got to work out of this one.
3-1 the count. We're looking for that ground ball to an infielder. Get out of this thing. He loads them up. Check out the Coors Light 6th inning freeze cam. And this play in the first inning, the rundown. Michael Bourne between third and home. Was finally tagged out. A little bobble there from Brandon Wood before tagging the runner.
That was almost a disaster because he juggled that ball.
Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. As they finally do tag out Michael Bourne in the first.
It's tough for those guys that have that quick speed, because the ideal philosophy and approach in a rundown play is to get the runner running out of control. And then it's hard for him to stop and start and go back and forth and extend the play. So the ideal number of throws in a rundown, 0. That's the perfect rundown. Mike Prada loosening up as the plot thickens here in the top of the 6th after the Pirates tied it up.
It is Clint Barmas, who has grounded out twice to the shortstop Cedeno. Bounce to third. Wood will throw to second for 1. To first, a double play. Yes, sirree. Brandon Wood got it started.
And that ball was smoked. The perfect double play ball. Quickly to the third baseman, around the horn. 2 long throws, but plenty of time because the ball was hit that hard. Wow, is that a nice way to end the 6th?
Celebrate Mother's Day. Jose Tabata shows you what the youngsters will receive. 14 and under get that Pirates mini bat, courtesy of Trib Total Media, and all moms receive a set of Pirates earrings, also compliments of Trib Total Media. Plus, after the game, all kids and moms are invited to come down to the field and run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. So come on out, celebrate Mother's Day right here at PNC Park.
Greg, just want to give a shout out as you take a look at the crowd to Dr. Kenya and Amy and the whole staff over at West Penn Hospital. I had to spend a little time over there Wednesday, and they were great. Thanks again to those folks. Thank you.
Andrew McCutcheon has walked in line to second.
Paul MAHOLM doing the Houdini act once again. Bases loaded situation as he had in the first inning with 2 outs and got the big out. This time bases loaded, 1 out, gets the double play. Wonderful.
Hit hard to center. Bourne is back. And McCutcheon is the first out in the bottom of the 6th. Well, that'll bring up Tabata, who has struck out and bounced to third as he returns to the lineup. Pulled from Saturday's game. Hamstring tightness. T-Bat, his manager calls him. Jose Tabata. One ball game. Tabata has gone 1 for his last 20. Covering his last 7 games. As he takes a strike. First 13 games of the year, he hit .354. One ball, 1 strike. As we said earlier, he told our Lacey Collins that he's not real comfortable times that he has faced Wandy Rodriguez. He's now 0 for 6 against this left-hander. A fly ball toward right center. Pence.
It's not a body of work against that particular pitcher. It's just 6 at-bats.
Of course, we don't know, winter ball, what happens either. The possibility there that they've faced each other. Matt Diaz has bounced into a double play and flied to right. normally good career numbers against Rodriguez. Career .328 average against lefties. But this season off to a slow start in that regard, just 2 out of 22. With this veteran Matt Diaz picked up as a free agent this winter.
He has a lot of acreage in left center field. We see that configuration so many times.
And towards center, hit that one hard, but Bourne has it measured. 3 fly ball outs. Go on to the 7th inning. We're tied at 1. Game 1 of 3 against the Astros. You're watching it all on Root Sports. Pirates and Astros. Houston picked up its run in the first. The Pirates tied it with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The rain has passed, and now it's down to MAHOLM and Rodriguez. Perhaps the bullpen down the road. We'll see. It's the number 8 man in the order, J.R. Tolles.
I told you that Paul MAHOLM pitched 7 innings in each of his last 2 starts. He'll have a chance to continue that string as he works here in the 7th, just having given up that 1 run in the 1st inning. He has done a lot of hard work tonight as he pitches and works up to the 90 pitch number.
Oh, and 2 the count. Paul MAHOLM, innings 1 through 2. That ERA 7.07. Opponents batting .316 against him, but after that, he is tough. .217 earned run average. An opponent's batting average of just .216.
And he hasn't hurt that tonight.
Tolles has grounded out twice. Top batting average in the league among catchers coming into this one. Grounded towards short. Cedeno's made all the plays over there. Let's check in with Lacey Collins. Lacey?
Well, Greg, I am here with A1C David Murray. He is going to be headed to Korea tomorrow as a member of the U.S. Air Force Security Forces. Why did your family choose to come here and you just have a few more hours here left?
I got to be honest, being in the great city of Pittsburgh, coming here to see a great baseball team. I know we've struggled the last couple of years, but it's nice to be down in the city of Pittsburgh and also be able to support the fans and support the team here.
Even through the rain. Now, Mother's Day is a few days away, but you were able to give your mom, Rose, her gift early. And tell me what you got her for Mother's Day. This is special.
It was. I was out earlier this afternoon, and I found a precious moment, something my mom collects. It's a precious moment of a mother and a soldier holding a flag. It says, "My hero, my child," and just giving her a kiss on the cheek before he leaves. So I figured with leaving tomorrow afternoon, it's something nice for my mom to have.
Tell us what you will be headed to do in Korea here.
I'll be with the 51st Security Forces Squadron in Osan, South Korea. Base perimeter defense. I'm basically one man in the gun holding under the fort.
Well, and we've got free T-shirt Friday, so you've got to take the Let's Go Bucks T-shirt. Deal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Back to you guys.
Well, good stuff.
That is the special moment of the baseball game right there. How good is that? That is absolutely wonderful. And we wish that young man Godspeed.
David Murray and his mom, a proud, proud mother right there, huh?
That'll give you a little perspective on the big picture. Keeping track of what he can do for his country and keeping track of how he feels about his mother. Wonderful. Good luck, young man. There it is. Carrying that banner to Korea.
Two outs. Jason Bourgeois takes strike one from MAHOLM. MAHOLM has allowed the 5 hits, has struck out 4 and walked 3. This is an Astros club, by the way, that is tough to walk. Fly ball to left. 1, 2, 3.
There you go, Paul.
We're going to keep it right here for a great baseball tradition, as we have done all season long here on Root Sports, and that is allow you to sing along with us. Enjoying quite a ball game, as it turns out. 1-1. 1-0 count now on Neil Walker.
How about we win one for David Murray?
That's a deal. One ball, one strike on Walker. Struck out looking in the second, grounded out in the 5th. Wandy Rodriguez has enjoyed 3 1-2-3 innings. And a 2-1 count now on Walker, followed by Chris Snyder and Lyle Overbay.
Another typical night for Paul MAHOLM. No offense and some rain. Didn't the Cowsills have a song, The Rain, the Park, and Other Things? Paul
Yeah, I
has
think so.
The Rain, No Offense, and Other Things. Wasn't Derek Lowe scheduled to start for Atlanta tonight?
Yeah, he got the no-no going. Derek Lowe of the Braves against the Phillies in Philadelphia. Keep track of that. I think they're into the 7th inning now.
Bottom of the 7th.
Neil Walker, a fly ball hit deep to left, going back. It is gone. Neil Walker gives the Bucs the lead here in the 7th inning with his 4th bomb of the season.
And that ball had a lot of carry to it. We saw a lot of that in batting practice, and now we see it over the 383 sign in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-1 Pittsburgh. Neil Walker. Oh, Dad Tom's got to be loving that. Neil's dad in the ballpark tonight.
Neil Walker. Home run number 4. Team leader in RBIs now with 19. And a 2-1 Bucco lead. Check out the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Neil Walker's home run as he goes deep here in the 7th. Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Fifth home run given up by Wandy Rodriguez.
Two count on Snyder.
Hard bullpen continues to be busy.
Grounded sharply, diving stop at short. Barmes will not be able to get a throw off. Snyder has an infield hit. Let's check out this Neil Walker home run again, Steve.
Yeah, it looked like a pitch that was pretty well down, but a lot of carry. Bourgeois goes back, and that ball up in the stands.
AGH cam
goes downstairs.
What's MAHOLM's reaction, Steve?
What do you think, Paul? What do you think, Paul?
It's a big home run for MAHOLM.
Yeah. I'm eligible for a win. More offense for me.
A line drive toward right. Pence will get there. Overbay, who doubled and scored a tying run in the 5th, lines out to right. The first out here in the 7th inning. 3 pretty hard hit balls here off Wandy Rodriguez.
Well, you remember last inning, the bottom of the 6th inning, fly balls.
Yep.
Pretty well hit, but not far enough. Didn't catch a gap. Might have been a little preview that the Pirate batters are starting to catch up with things.
Well, Brandon Wood, 2 for 2. The big 2-out double in the rain in the 5th that tied it.
You watch Chris Snyder strutting around if the Pirates win this game. My infield hit. More speed. You guys have no idea how quick I can be when I need to be. Another infield single for me.
Neil Walker, a home run. Hit a dozen in 110 games last year. Gives the Pirates the lead.
He better shave before Mother's Day. I'll tell you that right now. Get cleaned up for Mom.
Talking to Tabata there. Three and 1 the count. Wandy Rodriguez and allowed just one hit. 2 outs into the 5th inning before giving up the double by Overbay off the Clemente wall and right and the Wood line double to left. Then pitched the 1-2-3 6th, but as Steve said, those are fly balls hit fairly deep by all three. Big cut on the 3-1 pitch from Brandon Wood.
Yeah, you start to elevate. Sometimes it's a little bit of a red flag. The ball upstairs. Although, to be quite honest, he's gotten away with a lot of high fastballs, a lot of pitches that were up.
Wilton Lopez. There's a fly ball to left over Bourgeois. The second out. Wilton Lopez, the Houston Astros, we said, had to place Brandon Lyon on the disabled list. They've had to rearrange their bullpen. Lopez coming off the disabled list on Monday.
No guarantee that Rodriguez will be out of there, though, but because he's last 3 starts, 114 pitches, 126 and 118. Those are kind of those bulldog type numbers we used to see with Mike Hampton when he was with the Houston Astros.
Quite a pretty good comparison there between these two, Hampton and
Built
Rodriguez.
the same way.
Yeah. Bounce towards second. And play made by Bill Hall to retire Cedeno. But this inning started with Neil Walker coming to the plate against Wandy Rodriguez, and Walker takes him deep. Home run number 4 for the Pittsburgh Kid, giving his Pirates a 2-1 lead. On defense. Check this play out around the horn. What a big double play this was to end the 6th inning threat. Bases loaded, 1 out. Clint Barmas grounds to Brandon Wood, to Neil Walker, to Lyle Overbay. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
And on top of that, the Pirates extend their string, came into the game with 39 consecutive innings without committing an error, and now they've added 7 more, so that's 46. And then Xavier Paul will take over in right field. Now, have we seen him in right field yet?
I don't think so.
Left field most of the time, replacing Tabata.
Chris Resop now with MAHOLM, a chance to get a W. 6 more outs for this very strong Pirates bullpen. 14 games this season. You see the numbers for Chris Resop. Text the booth. Tonight's question, Steve. Does not getting run support affect your mentality as a pitcher? That's from Ryan on Root Sports. Text the booth.
Well, it has to a little bit. You know, when you go game after game, getting no support, you're thinking there's no wiggle room. There's no room for any mistakes. So it does get to you a little bit. You know, the ideal answer is that no, it doesn't affect your mentality because you got one job to do, and that's get people out and not worry about your offense. But it creeps in. Sure, it creeps in. So you like to have a little breathing room. But when you don't, you know, you can't take your baseball and go home. You got to go out there and pitch. And Paul's done a good job of doing that. And now he's got a chance to come out on the winning end tonight. So it creeps in. You're aware of it. Does it make you any better? I don't think so. Ask any pitcher whether he'd rather win a 2-1 game or a 10-1 win game. He'll tell you 10-1 every time.
So, Steve, over your career, that was the case with you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you want to get a lot of offense. It's easier to pitch with runs. And the tales, people say, well, you relax if you got a lot of offensive support. Not necessarily.
3-1 count on Michael Bourne.
That's a dangerous move. That's a pirate move. Dangerous.
Not good start here for Rysop. Normally excellent, especially against the first batters that he has faced coming into ball games. Rysop a rare first batter walk.
Yeah, and that puts some speed on the base pass in the one-run game.
He had retired 11 of the 14 previous first batters he's faced. Hunter Pence sacrifice fly in the first inning, a ground out in the third inning, and a leadoff single in the sixth. Strike one.
And a good hesitation at the set position to kind of make Bourne stop. So he'll probably give him a different look now. Maybe go a little quicker or even wait a little longer, step off, throw over. You want
a lot of things you can do then, to disrupt that.
Yeah, you just want to. You don't want to let them get into pattern and say, all right, he's going to do the same thing every time. So I've got a rhythm as a base stealer. Still holds the set, now goes over to first. Okay, there's two different looks.
Bourne a stolen base in the first, giving him 12 in 12 tries.
Well, he knows the situation. He's got to go, doesn't he?
Bounced foul.
Quickly out in front, 0-2. Let's check out Mr. Pence with strikeouts. 130 at bats, 30 strikeouts. He can be had, but. And this is the situation you want to be in. If you're thinking about a strikeout out in front, 0-2, get him to chase something bad away from the strike zone. You got a couple of pitches to work with. Get him to chase.
Hunter Pence with 26 runs batted in now on the season, which ranks 4th in the National League. Lance Berkman, the former Astro, has driven in 32 for the Cardinals this year. Ryan Howard with 29, then Prince Fielder with 27, followed by Hunter Pence.
How about Berkman? He's on fire. Was it Berkman with the Yankees last year? Did he go over to the Yankees?
Yes, he did during the season.
And didn't do all that much, did he? But he is on fire. Beimel, Veras, righty lefty. Action in the Pirate bullpen.
By the way, the no-hitter was broken up. Derek Lowe and the Braves still lead 3-0 in the 7th at Philly. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Reesop has shown him a couple pitches upstairs. You wonder if they want to go back down now with a breaking ball, or get him out of that line of sight where he's kind of thinking up, looking upstairs, go downstairs, and get him to say something. Still got a pitch to work with.
Hence a 10-game hitting streak now, thanks to his single in the 6th. And understandably paying a lot of attention to the very speedy Michael Bourne.
Yeah, this is a challenge for Chris Reesop. He's got a lot of attention to the batter, but he can't forget about that runner. He doesn't want him in scoring position.
One and two on Pence. Pence, who hit .472 against the Bucks last season, which was tops in the major leagues. That was a big reason why they went 11-4 against Pittsburgh. Runner goes. Throw won't get him. Stolen base.
It just begs for him to run in the 8th inning. Too big a jump when you combine it with that kind of speed. Yeah, I mean, 4 or 5 steps when you're that fast, no contest.
An all-star last year, Michael Bourne. And line to the gap in right center. This will tie it up. As Paul gets to it, Pence into second with a game-tying double here in the 8th. Hunter Pence, his second RBI of the game. 27 ribbies on the year.
Finds the gap in right center field, but I think the big issue is the free pass. If he doesn't walk, if he's able to retire Bourne, you know, perhaps more concentration to Hunter Pence. We'll never know the answer to that. But it certainly would have been a lot easier at bat to work with had he not had that speed at first base and then again at second base.
Clint Hurdle will make a pitching change. He wants the right-hander Jose Veras. A walk to Bourne, a Pence double, and that's it for Reesop, as the Astros have tied it in the 8th. Presley at AAA Indianapolis, 27 games for the Indians, a .366 average, 4 homers, 15 RBIs. And down at Bradenton, see Jarrett Cunningham, high A club, 24 games, a .303 batting average. Cunningham, an 18th round pick 3 years ago by the Pirates, and The South African-born 21-year-old Gift Ngope for the West Virginia Power low A ball club. 20 games, a .299 average, a dozen runs, and an on-base percentage of .365 in the minors with the Pirates. And we check out some scores going on down in Bradenton. 9-0 Charlotte leads that one over the Marauders. In the 8th inning, Richmond in front by a run over Altoona. Starling Marte 2 for 3 with a home run. Pedro Siriaco 1 for 3 with a ribby as Indy is taking on Norfolk. Thank you, Root Sports, for presenting Free Shirt Friday tonight.
There's the evidence. By the way, doing a little work on McKechnie Field down in Bradenton. The Marauders are playing some of their games away from Bradenton right now as they do some construction or architectural work on beautiful McKechnie Field. Here comes Veras, and this is not a beautiful situation. Runner in second, 2-2 ball game, nobody out.
Starts Lee off with a breaking ball, and it's a strike.
Pirates had enough of a cushion to withstand the 2 home runs that Veras gave up. Was that last night? Seems like a while ago.
Wednesday afternoon in San Diego.
Wednesday afternoon.
1 ball, 1 strike on Carlos Lee. Tonight against MAHOLM, a walk, a ground out, and a single. And of course, MAHOLM a no decision now. He went 7, gave up the 1 run on 5 hits.
I tell you, Veras is not afraid to throw that curveball in any situation. He has got a little bit of a reputation of throwing in 3-2 counts a lot and having success with it. Well, that's having confidence. Good breaking ball there to Carlos. So now Paul MAHOLM, 7 starts, a total of 12 runs of support, and 5 rain delays.
And a base hit to left field. They'll wave Hunter Pence. And Carlos Lee gives them the lead, and the ball is dropped on the cutoff. So to make matters worse, Lee goes into second. RBI single for Carlos Lee. He moves to second as Pence scores to give Houston a 3-2 lead.
And you wonder about picking up a wet baseball because really not a lot of zip on that throw.
Didn't figure that they'd have much of a shot at Pence. His good speed. Brandon Wood dropped the ball, enabling Lee to get in there without any throw. As Hall fouls it back. Hall has struck out twice in 3 at-bats.
And just as we got through talking about the Pirates' nice defensive run, 46 straight innings without committing an error, they commit one here.
Wood charged with the error.
Just went to the well one too many times with that curveball, and Carlos Lee was able to deliver it out to left field for the RBI single.
Still nobody out.
Chance to examine that bullpen you're talking about from the Houston Astros without Brandon Lyon.
What do you think?
I said we just had a lead.
Yeah, wait a second.
Just a second ago.
What's going on here? Hold on. Let me think about
deal?
this. Just a minute. Wood picks it up. Brief look to second. Throws out Hall. First out in the 8th. Angel Sanchez has walked twice and grounded out. We're talking about the fact coming into this game that these Houston Astros do not draw a lot of free passes. Coming in, only 77 walks all year long. That's the fewest in the league. By comparison, the Pirates have drawn 113 free passes. That's fifth most among batters in the National League. Last year, the Astros drew 415 walks, the fewest in the majors. But yet, a club that came in batting .266, third best in the league. A quick summary then of the offense. Not many extra bases, not a lot of power, fewest homers, get some hits, and they'll steal. They don't draw walks.
But they benefit from this leadoff walk in the 8th. 3 walks with him tonight.
One and two on Angel Sanchez, the 6th man of the order. Figure Wandy Rodriguez is done, and if they were to get down to that spot, they'd pinch hit, of course. Let's hope that doesn't occur.
He's well over 100 pitches, but as we said, he's thrown a lot of them.
Another roller to the left side. Shortstop Cedeno throws out Sanchez. They do not have Jason Michaels. The former Pirate is on the disabled list with a separated left shoulder. As we check out the HEH Sports Medicine injury update, along with Brandon Lyon, who has the problems with the biceps, the arm and shoulder, biceps tendonitis, and partial tear in the rotator cuff following the MRI. Thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They just got that man back. Wilton Lopez will be the new pitcher apparently. At the bottom of the 8th, Xavier Paul will be the leadoff hitter.
Lopez should be well warmed up. He was warming up earlier.
Barmas has hit 3 balls to the left side of the infield. Speaking of injuries, they missed their new player. He was out since the end of spring training, hit by a pitch against the Yankees. Ivan Nova fractured his left hand, so he missed the first 25 games for the Astros. Acquired in the offseason for pitcher Felipe Paulino. And a base hit to right. They'll hold the runner. When Barmas singles to right, Carlos Lee is held at third.
That helps. Hopefully it could be a factor later on. The Pirates get the bats going.
We've seen Paul in a short time show off a pretty strong arm. Dave Clark holding the runner.
But you see, that almost looks like picking up a wet baseball too, because that throw went kind of straight down. Hard to get a grip and know what kind of grip you're going to get, because you want a quick release, you want something on it. Tougher to do on a wet surface.
Now Jose Veras facing J.R. Tolles in a big spot in this ball game. The Astros have come back. They lead by 1. They scored in the first inning on a sacrifice fly by Hunter Pence, brought home Jason Bourgeois. The Pirates tied it in the bottom of the 5th inning. Back-to-back 2-out doubles by Lyle Overbay and Brandon Wood, then took a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th on a Neil Walker homer. Here in the 8th, a leadoff free pass costing the Pirates. Michael Bourne scoring on the Pence double, and then Pence came across on the Carlos Lee single. Those 2 runs charged to Chris Risa. ball, no strikes on J.R. Tolles.
There's a time way back when we thought we might have a catcher with the initials J.R. Remember J.R. House?
Oh, yeah.
West Virginia.
Yep. J.R. House spent a little bit of time with the Astros after leaving the Pirates. Tolles a 20th round pick in 2004. This really has to be encouraging for the Astros. They had hoped that he would blossom eventually. Played about 20 games last year, hit under 200.
Breaking ball. I tell you, Veras is leaning on that breaking ball.
1-2 on Tolles. Brett Wallace to pinch hit. Harris got him, but the Houston Astros get a pair. And the Pirates will have 2 more shots against that Houston bullpen. Astros lead it 3-2. The series 7:05. Kevin Correa is modeling the Pirates cap you'll receive courtesy of Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine. For tickets, visit pirates.com. Stay after the game for Zambelli Fireworks Show. That's all tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch. And again, all fans will get one of those neat Pirates caps courtesy of Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine. Your time to root is 6:30 tomorrow. 3 games, Sunday 1 o'clock, and then the Dodgers are in for 4 games, all night games.
Got 7 games worth of rooting.
See what Wilton Lopez has done, a 6.35 ERA. Now Wandy Rodriguez can get the W if this Astros bullpen can hold this 1-run lead. Xavier Paul starts things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Picked up off waivers from the Los Angeles Dodgers and started each of the previous 4 games in left field for Jose Tabata. Did a nice job. A friend of the Parrots.
And who isn't, really, when it comes down to it?
2-0 on Paul. Went 6 for 17 with a couple of ribbies, a couple of stolen bases while starting the last 4 games in left.
Item number 1, base runner, base runner.
Three 3-0 on Xavier Paul.
And this is a young man on the mound for the Astros who doesn't walk very many people. So he hasn't yet, but he is well down the road toward walking the leadoff man. Be huge for the Pirates. Yeah, missed him. Not even close.
4-pitch walk to the X-Man. Talked to him about the fact that the Pirates have their second X-Man now. Xavier Nady plays for the Diamondbacks. Now Xavier Paul, a bucko.
Do you know any other people named Xavier?
Nope.
Xavier Cugat, band leader.
Well,
way back in the day.
Oh, yes.
Way back.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right, now McCutchen. Paul's got good speed. You mentioned he stole a couple of bases.
Oh boy, we can find a gap now. Get something down in the corner, gap shot.
Sanchez has to play in just in case. He's at the even with the bag, almost to the edge of the grass, and McCutchen bunts it foul.
Pirates just at this moment playing for the tie. That could change. These kind of things can change with each and every pitch.
It was an odd-looking bunt try, wasn't it?
Yes. Andrew checks with Nick Leyva and try it again.
Going on maybe a fishing expedition there, but McCutchen didn't show bunt. And there's probably, Steve, one area of his game he'd like to at some point improve upon if he is going to be leading off for quite a while.
Meanwhile, he has enough speed too, where the Astros are going to have to do everything right if he does decide to bunt.
There he did look as though he was going to try and drop down a bunt. He looks down at Nick Leyva again. Just started to move that bat handle, the right hand up the barrel of the bat. Gets it down. Lopez will throw to first. Sacrifice accomplished by McCutchen.
Nicely done. Just kind of deaden the ball out toward the pitcher.
Oh, great look there on the AGH cam. Believe it or not, that's just the second sacrifice bunt for McCutchen. His first one a year ago today. Xavier Paul now in strong position. Yep.
Keep that bunt here going.
And wouldn't it be nice to Tabata?
Yeah, welcome back. Come on.
Returning to the lineup tonight. Takes ball one, just one for his last 21 at bats. That includes his 0 for 3 tonight. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly ball. Tying run in scoring position with one out here in the 8th against Wilton Lopez. Missed outside, 2-0.
And Bill Hall is able to keep Paul fairly honest at second base, because you got a right-hand batter, so Bill Hall is shaded up towards second. A decent eye, but Xavier will try to creep off right at the last minute when Hall has to retreat back to his position.
Missed inside. Garrett Jones on deck. And lefty Fernando Abad is loosening in the bullpen, probably for Jones. First things first, Tabata needs to reach. Bucks try to come back here in the 8th. Takes a strike.
Astros are shortened up in left field. Bourgeois not playing very deep at all. Think about maybe cutting off a runner with a base hit.
Bounce towards short. And on to first. 2 outs. Garrett Jones will be announced as the pinch hitter for Veras. Another good road trip for him, and it's been good all season away from PNC Park. Last road trip at 316 with a pair of home runs.
He was talking to Paul Alexander before tonight's game about sharing responsibilities in right field. Matt Diaz. Good combo from this point with righty-lefty action.
See what he's done at home this season. Garrett Jones hit just .228 last year here at PNC Park, but he did hit 11 of his 21 home runs here. Almost seemed to be in a stall mode here to give the left-hander a little more time to loosen up. Brad Mills come up, looks like maybe make the change, bring on a lefty. It's not motioned yet. He will. Now he does. See if Garrett Jones can get that tying run in against the left-hander when we come back. Andre Ethier singled in the first. He was back in the lineup, and his hitting streak now at 30 games, one away from the club record of 31 set by Willie Davis. Those Dodgers come to town Monday night. Roy Oswalt is likely headed to the disabled list. More back trouble for him. Jay Bruce, a 3-run homer in the 4th inning, and the Reds beat the Cubs. Derek Lowe's no-hitter was broken up in the 7th. Braves lead the Phillies. Roy Oswalt, the former Astro, current Philly, likely headed to this disabled list. What a job Andre Ethier has done. Other news, Eric Hosmer has made his big league debut and has walked twice as the Royals brought him up. The first base prospect called up yesterday and in the lineup tonight.
25-year-old rookie Fernando Abad. 5.56 ERA.
Not all that bad for Abad, that earned run average, but really good on the road. Has not given up an earned run in 6 innings, 9 road games this season. Picked up his first big league win, first week of the year at Cincinnati.
Got a runner on the doorstep. So many ways you can score from third base as opposed to having stayed at second.
Fouled back. Garrett Jones 1 for 9 against lefties this season.
Peanut butter and jam on that first pitch. He got way in on the hands of Garrett.
One ball, one strike. Abad facing Garrett Jones. The numbers, just again 9 at bats for Jones against lefties. And a strike inside half, 1-2.
90-mile-an-hour fastball. There are 90-mile-an-hour fastballs that look kind of straight and hittable. This one got there in a hurry. A little finish on it. Mr. Abad has Garrett Jones in a bad situation.
Popped it up and out of play. Paul at third, 2 outs in the 8th with the Pirates down a run.
Kind of a positive number for the Pirates. But he's got Garrett Jones in a bad spot.
Yuck. Got him. Got him looking. Pirates strand him. A 3-2 ball game. The Pirates and the Houston Astros, game 1 of the 3-game series. And Steve, back and forth ball game. Houston gets the first run in the first inning. Pirates tie it up, then take the lead in the 7th. Houston gets 2 more. Pirates just stranded a runner. And as we said at the outset, we'll see. Mark Melancon will be tested as the new closer for the time being for Brandon Lyon. And the Bucks have the meat of their order due up. So it's up to Joel Hanrahan to keep this game a 1-run deficit.
Exactly. You go back to that leadoff walk that created the opportunity for the Astros to score a couple of runs, and well, you just loved it when Walker hit the ball over the fence. You said maybe we can steal this ball game, just grab it out of the night and run with it. But that leadoff walk, just not a good feel, not a good sign, and turned into a 2 spot for the Astros.
So again, hopefully Hanrahan puts a 0 up. Maybe the Pirates find a way to walk off with a win. What's going on here? This guy gonna... He's actually proposing to her.
Oh my goodness.
How about that?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. It looks like it. Well, I think it's a yes. A yes and then some. There you have it.
How about that?
That's what you call a closer.
Brett Wallace, the pinch hitter, takes a strike from Joel Hanrahan. Well, congratulations. Garrett Jones stays in the game to play right. Happy couple, yep. She said yes. And a bucko game.
Yep, congratulations. Wonderful.
Xavier Paul moves to left.
A little heat on a cool evening from Joel Hanrahan.
This is away to Brett Wallace. .353 batting average for Brett Wallace. 5th best in the league. And it's 3-2. Brett Wallace traded 3 times in a year's span. Rolled the dice with him. Drives this ball out of play. He's having a good start to his season. In Houston, the trade came last July. Went from St. Louis to Oakland and to Toronto before landing in Houston last July. Hit .222 in 51 games last year with a couple of homers.
Usually you want to get on the other side of him with 97-mile-an-hour heat, but he fouls it off. And now another leadoff walk.
Last inning, leadoff walk cost the Pirates. Michael Bourne scored after he led off the 8th, getting the free pass from Chris Resop. Pirates have to respect the bunt possibility here for Jason Bourgeois.
And get their act together if he does bunt because of his great speed.
Pops it up, out of play. Joel Hanrahan among the league leaders in saves with 9. Houston Street of the Rockies, Leo Nunez of the Marlins with 11 apiece. And Brian Wolfson of the Giants with 10, then Hanrahan. He takes 1-1.
National League saves leaders.
One ball, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th. It's Neil Walker, Chris Snyder, and Lyle Overbay due up.
Last time they were down a run, 1 swing of the bat, got them back even. That was the back-to-back doubles.
Oh, he just reaches out and pokes it into right. First and second. Couldn't get the bunt down. Instead, Bourgeois ends up with his 3rd hit of the night.
Little late decision to turn it loose. Just hits that big hole between first and second. I wouldn't expect the script to change much right here. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Probability of a bunt. The Pirates were down a run when they got the back-to-back doubles, and then Walker gave them the lead with 1 swing of the bat.
Bourgeois taking advantage of just his 9th start of the season. With 3 hits, Michael Bourne on base twice, 2 stolen bases. Bunted in the air, foul.
Dave Clark halfway down to home plate, getting the information from the dugout and relaying it to the involved parties. His third base coaching box. Pirates crashing on the corners. Brandon Wood will go over the defensive instructions.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike on Michael Bourne. Has started the majority of games in the leadoff spot. And Dave Clark, one-time Pirate.
Dave Clark will be managing the big leagues at some point. Got to believe that.
I guess he managed very briefly when Cecil Cooper was let go. And I agree with you, Steve. I think he's very well respected. Good baseball man, and will have a managing job in the big leagues for a long time, you'd think. Dave Clark.
Yep. And not if, but when he does, he will have control of his ball club. When it gets down to doing the job, Dave Clark is pretty locked in.
He managed 13 games for the Astros 2 years ago when they fired Cecil Cooper, and he was interviewed, but they went with Brad Mills. 2-2 count.
Well, the miseries continue for the Milwaukee Brewers. The Cardinals leading 6-0 as they play in the 7th inning.
Brewers about ready to lose their 7th in a row. 2-2 count. And he strikes him out for the first out. Hanrahan goes after Hunter Pence.
Let's slow it down for you. There's no bad looks with the AGH cam.
Nope.
It's just everything that they do with that camera is just fun to look at, fun to watch.
Strike on Hunter Pence. Once again, he's done his damage against Pittsburgh. Sac fly in the first, extended his hitting streak to 10 straight games with a base hit in the 6th, and then doubled in a run and scored in the 8th.
And we first noticed Hunter Pence when he first came up. He had that look, you know, with he's tall, long legs, got the uniform pants way up around the knees. He had that distinctive look from a uniform standpoint and a body standpoint, and so we knew who he was early, and we sure know who he is now. The work he's done not only against the Pirates, but so far in his major league career. Somebody take charge.
McCutchen will.
There we go.
2 outs. Wallace still at second. Bourgeois still at first. Carlos Lee drove in his 19th run with his single in the 8th. Strike one.
95, 96, 97 miles an hour night after night.
Bounce to Cedeno. He's been busy. He'll toss to third for the force. And now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Neil Walker, who gave the Pirates the lead in the 7th inning, has a chance perhaps to tie it up or at least Look at the 7th inning for Neil Walker of Wandy Rodriguez. Tie game, untitled. Gave the Buccos the lead. The Astros picked up 2 in the 8th. The tying and go-ahead runs. And now the Pirates go back to work in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Neil Walker leads off against Mark Melanson, who's been fabulous, but not yet
in the closer role.
That's right. Not yet earned his first major league save. He'll try to do that tonight.
Wallace stays in the game to play first base.
Mark Melanson, who came over from the Yankees in the Lance Berkman trade last year. Made 20 appearances last season at the big league level for Houston. And with Brandon Lyon now on the shelf, the 26-year-old will try and earn his first big league save. A possibility that these two battled in the minor leagues against each other. Line toward left. Right at Bourgeois.
The Adam ball.
1 up, 1 down for Melanson.
You know, some people feel, well, why don't you wait around? Why don't you take a look at some pitches? Well, you know what? If you see something you like, take a whack at it. That finds a gap. Everybody loves the fact he went after the first pitch.
And he hit it hard.
Yep.
Now it's Chris Snyder, 1 for 3. Last 3 appearances now. 16 of the 17 pitches that Melanson has thrown have been strikes. Another one. 17 of the last 18.
This, if you want to be a closer, that's one of the priorities. Throw a bunch of strikes.
And another. Melanson, 9th round pick of the Yankees in 2006. Out of the University of Arizona. Line to center.
Get out.
2 up and 2 down.
Can Overbay do, well, he did back in the 5th inning, 2-out double.
Last time up, he lined out against Wandy Rodriguez. Rodriguez in line to get the win. Oh, and 1. This guy just pumping strikes in all over the place. No wonder you don't wait around. Two outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Missed. Two and 1 the count. And that hit hard, but that will find the left fielder. And Mark Melanson earns his first save in the big leagues. And the Astros come back and down the Pirates with 2 runs in the 8th inning and hold on to win it 3-2.
Well, it's very simple, Greg. You can't win many ball games in the big leagues when you score just 2 runs. It's not going to happen. Every once in a while you can get away with it, but you've got to score more runs. It's really kind of sad to waste a good performance by Paul MAHOLM. 7 innings, 1 run. You've got to get him a win.
Bucks with just 5 hits. So tomorrow night they'll look to even the series in Game 2. And we'll have it for you beginning at 6:30. Bob Walk will join us for the call at 7. It's all right here on your home for Pirates baseball, Root Sports. So for Steve Blass, Lacey Collins, and our entire Root Sports crew, this is Greg Brown saying thanks for watching, but don't go anywhere. Pirates postgame comes up right after the break.